Hello and welcome to Rule of Three's video review for Deadpool the video game from High Moon Studios for the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. With me today are, like usual, our Synyster Dreamer. How are you doing this evening?
Doing well yourself?
I'm doing awesome. And Impressions. How are you doing?
Doing all right.
Awesome. So, Deadpool the video game. Let's get into this very interesting game. So, the story of the game is you play as Deadpool, Marvel anti-hero extraordinaire and generally crazy guy, as he attempts to create his own video game that you are playing, as well as stopping Mr. Sinister from taking over the world. On the whole, the story is very entertaining just because of Deadpool. There's a lot of other supporting characters. A lot of the X Force shows up, like Wolverine, Psylocke, Rogue, is in a lot, and just the interactions between Deadpool and them, and just Deadpool's antics in this game make the storyline just pretty awesome just to run through. I was laughing pretty hard through most of this game. Sinister?
Yeah, the story it was basically what, Deadpool does. It's Deadpool breaks, fourth wall and everything that he does. And story-wise, just it was interesting to follow and play as Deadpool and be interacted with by him because every time you do something he keeps calling, "Hey player, stop this." Or "Hey player, do this."
Yeah. Impressions?
As far as the game is concerned, there's no way, or as far as the story rather is concerned, there's no way they could have made an adaptation. They had to come up with a brand new storyline because of the nature of Deadpool being a fourth wall breaker. Obviously, it wouldn't make sense to adapt a comic, so basically they just made it. They had to come up with a brand new story wherein they're making a game about Deadpool, and hence that provides the opening for him to communicate with you, the player, throughout the entire storyline. And I think it worked very well. It was very self-referential. It poked a lot of fun at itself, and didn't take itself too seriously. Just a very easygoing hack and slash.
Yeah, this is a very, like I said, if you're a fan of Deadpool and Deadpool comics, this is by far one of the best adaptations of a Deadpool like
Or for that
franchise.
matter, it's one of the better superhero adaptations
Yeah,
like that I've seen
yeah,
like since
Yeah.
a while. A
that's
while. I can't even think of one that can top it.
yeah, this is a really good comic. Yeah, most of the comic book games lately have kind of sucked, other than the Arkham games.
Yeah, that and like I go slightly back a little bit. I like the Spider-Man 2 movie game just because
Oh,
that was. Yeah, I
oh,
don't know if any of you ever played that one, but
yeah, that one was good too. But like I said, recently, yeah, this is one of them. So anyway, that's it for story. So let's get into gameplay. So gameplay is third-person hack and slash for the most part. Deadpool has a variety of swords and weapons and guns and all that good stuff that you can combo and change. And I thought the different weapons were all different, all had their own little specialties. Yeah, you're fast, slow, but more damage. You're, um, average weapon. And I thought, being able to interchange those to, whatever enemies you're fighting on the fly, I thought that was a really good move, and I thought that worked well. Sinister?
Yeah, the moves in a whole for what you do as Deadpool, it's like, okay, you have your swings, you have your guns, and then going from there up and further on with everything else you get later on. It made it kind of fun to play as Deadpool, being like, okay, hack and slash, chop limbs and body parts off of enemies, shoot him in the kneecaps, all the antics that Deadpool does.
Impressions?
and one thing I really appreciated is that Deadpool himself actually calls them what they are.
Yeah.
Uh, the tutorial was a prime example. It says, okay, light attacks, heavy attacks, counter slash or counter or teleport. There's also a stealth attack in which it's really amusing seeing him tiptoe and actually look at you. Yeah, it makes a lot of eye contact at you. Actually, that was another interesting detail that they included. And the weapon variations are the standard katanas, the hammers are the heavy weapons, and of course I don't know if sais are his typical weapons, but those are the very quick and combo heavy ones.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then what do you want to go into the guns as well?
What, the giant cable gun?
Well, all of them for that matter. I
No,
mean,
we don't need to go through all of them. They're all pretty much, just the light, heavy, medium.
it's pretty, yeah, and it's pretty typical for games, which I feel works very well with the motif of Deadpool.
No. Um, so other than, when you're fighting, you also have a dodge, which is in the form of his teleport belt, which just teleports you a short distance. It also works as a counter. I thought that was a really smart move on their part, just because, first of all, it gets another one of Deadpool's, fun little toys in. But I thought it working as a dodge and a counter allowed for a little bit more kind of the, dash to an enemy or dodge out of the way without countering. And then, of course, just, as kind of a counter. So I like the teleport mechanic they had in this game. I actually found it really useful. Synyster.
Yeah, the counter mechanic that they added, it was actually kind of nice to be like able to counter enemies, teleport behind them, or even just attack, teleport away, so that you can turn around and then go back into attacking again and kill the enemy, or just play around with them and basically dodge, cut, move, dodge, cut, move, and it worked out really well. Even with timing wise, it's just like, okay, enemy goes attack, it slows down a little bit, so you can pop it real quick and boom, keep carrying on.
Right. Impressions?
It's a good example of a mechanic they use to its fullest, like you said, as a counter, as an evade mechanic, also as a chase to get closer to the enemy, and they also use it for platforming.
Yeah.
It was a little later into the game, but still, it was uh, that way they didn't just let it bottom out at combat. They actually found another use for it, so which was good.
Right. All right. So the next thing I want to go into is the actual combos. So, like we were talking about, use your weapons and guns to, basically get large combos that do massive damage. And depending on, you can combine light and heavy attacks as well as gun attacks to, chain different combos. And on the whole, this is, I thought, I don't think they did it quite as well as they could have here. At least the chaining of everything, because some of the times it felt a little clunkier than, like a Devil May Cry or God of War, where those are, roughly in the same genre. It just didn't feel as flowy, I guess, as those two were. I mean, it still works, but I don't know. I just didn't feel the flow it was as well as some of the other hack and slash games on the market.
Yeah, I agree with that. It's like it didn't really flow, but it's Deadpool, so I don't know if there's any real justification of how to it flows with him, because it's like even just trying to combo with slash slash and then use the guns to pop off a few rounds in the enemy. It seemed like that never really worked too well for me. It's like I tried it. Oh, look, I did it. Try to do it again, and either he shoot in a different direction or be shooting something else, and it's like I want you shooting the guy that I've just started comboing on, not shooting the wall. So the combo mechanic probably could have been smoothed out a little better.
Impressions?
I agree to an extent. I felt that it, it was a little bit clunky. It worked well enough. But at the same time, to compensate, it was very forgiving. There was a lot of time in between where you could attack, where you could uh, save your combo. And one way of doing that is also by segueing right into the gun kata. And I also agree with Sinister's point where, especially for an automatic feature, it misses a lot. Uh, because you're surrounded 360 degrees by enemies, and you still manage to somehow shoot in between all of them. I felt they should have just kind of thrown you a bone there and just let it automatically aim, or at least be a little more accurate if you're pushing in a direction of the stick. Because too many times I felt I was missing with a gun, and that's if anything that's what put the combos at risk. But aside from that, it worked very similarly to Devil May Cry, especially with the guns and God of War system. And I'm no major complaints about it really on my end.
All right, and the last part of at least the combat part of this part is momentum. As you beat up bad guys, you build up momentum. As you get hit, you lose momentum until you fill up the bar. Once you fill up the bar, you can do a special kind of finisher move with that weapon. That varies on if you have the upgrade for that weapon and obviously what weapon you're holding. And while the momentum skills were cool, it seemed that they were pretty much mirrored through all of them, at least the animation, which I felt kind of hurt it a little bit. And then, I don't know, I kept forgetting about them and never really using them as much as I probably should have. So, I don't know. I was kind of iffy on momentum. It was a nice system, and, it worked, but, I just kind of kept forgetting about it.
It was kind of a wayside item because it's like he points it out like I think partway through the first mission that's like, oh hey, I can also do this. Oh, okay. I'm just gonna go back to my normal tactics of I'll shoot the guys from far until I get close, and then kill them with my swords. And when I'm surrounded, I'll just teleport around them and cluster them together and kill them that way. But otherwise, the momentum, it was a nice system. It has potential to work really well when you're surrounded by a big group because it's an AOE damage attack. But it's just one of those things that it just kind of it's there, but it's not really like prominent.
Impressions?
On the contrary, I would disagree. I use momentum quite a bit. Um, I did realize a little later than I should have that you had to level each of the weapons to get momentum. Otherwise, it only works for the weapons that you have it available for. So you have to unlock it for all of them. That's the first thing you have to remember. But secondly, anytime I feel the momentum bar, Deadpool yells at me. He tells me, now would be the time to use momentum. It's like, so I couldn't forget about it if I tried. He actually tells you to use it. So I thought that was a clever way of working in Deadpool's characteristics with the gameplay. And if anything, the momentum is just best used on the bigger guys.
Yeah.
Because you can take out or at least combo pretty well between large groups of people without any problem at all. That's just the flow of the game as it is. But if you were to use the katana and try to hack away at one of the whole imitation big guys, it would not last very long. Or not sorry, it would take very long. It wouldn't. You'd be there hacking away at it forever, and that was the whole point of momentum, is to accelerate that and give it the flow that I feel you guys kind of felt it was missing.
Yeah.
So.
That was just me. All right, so the next thing I want to go into is the upgrade system. So as you roam the world, you'll find little Deadpool coins with his logo on it. As you collect these, you can use these to buy upgrades for weapons and different skills in a different tab. And basically just makes Deadpool's attacks deadlier and, him more effective. I like the upgrade system. I thought they did a real good job on it. Especially when, Deadpool once again comments on every time, hey, I can upgrade something now.
Or one of his voices goes, hey, we can upgrade.
Yeah. I did feel that, the upgrades were all kind of fun. You got to choose all, which ones you wanted. So, it worked. It was a nice little upgrade system. Synyster?
Yeah, the upgrades were fun. It's just points wise, or like the Deadpool like to call it, progression in game. It's mandatory.
Yeah, he did say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
In the beginning, it's progression. It's mandatory. But yeah, the upgrade system was actually kind of fun to play around with because it's like, okay, you get the points. You choose. Okay, upgrade my sword to do more damage, or get more points when killing an enemy. Upgrade my guns to, more bullets, more damage, more whatever, right? It was a wide range of selections, and also the fact that you really had to select what you wanted at the beginning, but once you started progressing through the game, Deadpool points start kind of like just racking up, and you're like, okay, I want that. Okay, keep going, play, kill enemies, get more, and so forth and so forth.
Yeah. Synyster, your impressions?
Yeah, I do want to point out that it's not. Yes, it's the tokens and the coins that you find on the ground, but it's also based on kills.
Oh, that's weapon kills. That's right.
Yeah, kills, and it's also based on the length of your combo.
Yeah.
If you can rack up a 100 hit combo, which is actually not that hard. It's pretty standard as long as you avoid getting hit. It actually will equate to pretty much a full upgrade if you can pull it off enough times. I found myself accelerating that process. I've experienced enough leveling systems to know which ones to go for. I basically always chose the ones that increase the number of points that you get. Once you fill those, the rest of the points just come trickling in a lot faster. And I actually really appreciated that about the game, where it actually let you level everything up, where you felt badass enough not too late in the game. Like, you actually got to be a badass for a good portion of the time.
All right, and the last thing I want to talk about is challenges. There are certain challenge maps that just basically have you do, different little things and rack up combos and just have kind of fun. They're a nice addition. Add a little bit of extra gameplay, and that's about it. That's all I have to say. It was nice, but once again I just kind of did them, and then that was that. Synyster?
Sorry, what was the question again?
Challenges, the challenge maps. Just
Oh, I didn't even really touch on those. I was mostly playing campaign. So
impressions. Did you touch any of them?
Challenges is basically everything you do in the campaign without story, and it's on a timer. So, if the one criticism I have about the challenge mode is that your Deadpool points do not transfer over.
Yes, that kind of.
That was I felt that would have been a little better. I mean, then again, maybe. Well, then again, you unlock the challenges as you as you beat chapters. But so I don't know. I guess maybe it was okay that they did that. Otherwise, they would have just used those to choose points, anyways. But I ended up doing that anyways already. In the campaign.
All right, so that's it. So let's do this thing. So here at Rule 3, we do not do a point system because I just don't like doing numbers. Instead, we do a buy, rent, pass system. A buy means we think it's worth the full price of the game, whether it's whatever the developer asks for. We think that the game has enough content, is just fun enough, and it's justified to pay a full price. Rent means, we thought the game was okay, it was fun. Not quite worth full price. Maybe wait for it to go about half off on sale or buy used copy, or just rent it from like GameFly or Redbox or whatever you have near you. Pass means that the game's an epic fail, pretty much. And Deadpool should be ashamed of himself. With that, Synyster, why don't you go first?
I give this game a rent. Overall, the game was good, but I do like Deadpool. But there's a few things in this game that I sat there playing, going, okay, I have to justify this as Deadpool. I have to justify this as Deadpool. But it's not a game that I would have sitting in my collection. But if you're a Deadpool fan, by all means, go buy it. Otherwise, it's a rent.
Impressions?
It's a really good game. I just personally would not pay the full price for it, which is why, any Deadpool fan, any diehard Marvel fan, go ahead and buy it. That's pretty much my agreement here with Synyster. Just me personally, it's wait for it to go on sale or buy it used, if we're talking about budgets, which actually is a common theme of the game as well. So.
Yeah, it is. Every now and then you get a call from the producer saying you're running low on budget. You need more budget.
You use the budget with the explosives.
Hey, we get an 8-bit video game part of the game because of that. Anyway, and then Roy, give this game. I also give it a rent. If you're, once again, like everybody else said, if you're a Deadpool fan, go buy the game. This is by far the greatest Deadpool game ever, and the only one for the most part. Unless you count cameos as part of the game, but yeah. Anyway, the reason I give it a rent is just because, like I said, the combo system just wasn't quite where it was, and the game's actually quite short. I would definitely wait for it to go. I think it, half off would actually be pretty. If it was like $20, I'd probably buy this in a heartbeat. And I love Deadpool, but like I said, it's just
not 60, not
it's
the
just,
$60.
It's only 40.
Oh, really? It is.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I don't know. We went to that side. I
Might
don't
be
know
40 or 50. Anyway. But
that.
yeah,
I might actually just change it to a buy. If it's a 40, go for it.
Yeah, so anyway. Yeah, but like I said, it was fun. I did enjoy it. I just don't think it's quite worth full price. So there you have it. You have...
Okay, I'm going to change mine to a buy. I thought it was $60.
Okay.
I'm saying it's not worth $60. I'd go 40, yeah.
Yeah, as long as it's $40, which I'm pretty sure it is. We have one buy, otherwise it's 3 rents, or 2 rents and a... Yeah, 2 rents and a buy, or 3 rents if it's 60, which I'm pretty sure it's not. So that's it for Deadpool. Next week we're going to be doing a Star Trek Online Legacy of Romulus.
Yes.
That me and Impressions would actually not be there. It's going to be Synyster, Lizzie, and probably somebody else. because I have other things to do. I don't feel like I don't know. I have other things I have to do to get caught up for summer stuff. But anyway, keep an eye out for that. That will be part of the main review, so it'll have all the benefits of all these other ones. Make sure to leave a comment below for entries into our anything you want summer giveaway round 2. Like us on Facebook, Twitter, subscribe to our channel, tell your friends, so we can get some more views and more subscribers, so we can make the site and videos grow, and then we can do more fun stuff on the site. And that's it for this week, so make sure to keep an eye out for some side reviews that are coming up, and always remember to trust in the rule of 3.